for Goldstein.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, in the coming months, Australians, like the good people of Goldstein, will face a choice. The reality is, Deputy Speaker, we are in one of the most dangerous decades in Australia's history. And when you look at the challenges or the stack of challenges and risks that we confront, it is crystal clear why we need strong government more than ever. Whether you look at the national security challenges we face, security in supply chains and the risks, not just economic, but of course flowing through to our delivery of reliable supply for our domestic economy. Pandemic and health risks that are becoming more ever-present, and we're all mindful as a consequence of an interconnected world. The challenges of climate change and, of course, both the economic and the environmental consequences. Economic issues of instability that come as a consequence in other countries and how it could flow through to us. And, of course, what has happened to currencies, interest rates and inflation, as well as fuel and economic security risks, which we'll hear about later in the parliament today. Wherever you look, there are big risks on the horizon. And the question is, whom is it you want to represent you and which government you want to be able to sit on the Treasury benches to make the tough decisions? Because in the end, that's who we're voting for, Deputy Speaker. Not a government that wants to be liked, but one that wants to make the decisions that are in the best interests of the nation. And make no mistake, when it comes down to it, this government has always made the tough decisions, whether easy or hard. You compare that to the Labor Party, where already we have the Greens measuring up the curtains in ministerial offices, waiting to become part of a coalition government. We have, with the Labor Party, we have fake independents who are quite clear in their intent that they want to install the Leader of the Opposition into a prime ministerial chair. They don't have the integrity to admit it, but that's absolutely their objective. And we know that from their campaigning and media activity, where no matter what the problem is, it's always a coalition government on the Liberal side with the National Party. That's the problem. And that's why we need strong government now, and we need to elect members of parliament in whichever seat across the country that is from the Liberal Party, to make sure that we're in the best position to respond to these threats. You just need to look at them. They won't answer tough questions, like where they stand on nuclear submarines through to securing the Solomon Islands and the impact it has in our country right now. Deputy Speaker, poor economies are weak economies, and they're weak countries, and they will suffer what they may. Rich economies are ones that are strong. They're able to stand up and defend their sovereignty and their interests and help other countries do so as well. And this is the choice that Australians will face in some Saturdays ahead. Because on Tuesday night, the Treasurer handed down a budget which clearly articulated the difference between this side of the chamber and the other side. Labor always look at the budget as a pathway to empower themselves. We look at it and how we can empower citizens, families and communities to take responsibility for themselves as the foundation for a great nation. We look forward to this election, and I look forward to the return of a Morrison government.
Are there any constituents